So, welcome everybody, Friday Night Lights. Really appreciate all of you joining. We run this call every Friday night. We're coming on almost 2 years of running this call at this point. Um, our intent of this call has always been to bring value. We have had so many guests on at this point. We've had tax people on, attorneys. We've brought our own deals on here. We've had other people. We've allowed people to bring their deals. We, our whole intent of this call is for all of us to grow together. The call itself and the purpose and the mission of the call is to bring information that we learn through either making mistakes or doing the right thing or just going through the process in general. And part of that is to continue to bring more people on that kind of showcase that value. And Matt, which I believe most of you know, has probably been one of the most influential people for myself as well as many folks on here. He really does give, and he gives with his heart. He really gives back to us and really tries to help out wherever he can. And so I'm pleased to have him join us tonight and really kind of talk about reckless value add, right? So a lot of the things that you might hear about, there also as TR3. They just got under contract a deal, which I believe is something that I would like to hear a little bit more about as well. So, Matt, I appreciate you joining us and want to kind of turn it over to you to kind of talk through what you have going on and a little bit about what you were texting me about as far as the reckless value add goes.
Yeah, man, happy to be here. There's so much opportunity that we all have in front of us, and it's exciting. And I'll give you an example, and I think it'd be actually kind of cool to try it here. I think, look, what I do is I try to constantly plug in and just bring everybody into what I have going on, right? And I feel like a lot of people hold back from that. I don't know if it's they're scared or they don't know what to do. But for example, like this call, if you join this regularly or if you just join right now, what would be the reason why everybody here would not invite 50 people like right now, right? And that will benefit the collective. It will increase people thinking about you and real estate. And that's just, I just want to give like that little small thing. I'd love to talk about it if we can, or if it makes more sense for people to ask questions. But like, I feel like I could start inviting people right now and get like 10 people to join, and so could everybody in this room. And you might be thinking, well, why would I do that, or how does that benefit you? And maybe that's the thing to understand or try to unlock. But not enough people are doing things like that. And like I just started this school community, and there's like 600 people on there, and I just invite everybody every day, and I just try to do that with everything that I'm doing. So I don't know. I can keep going on a lot of this stuff. I'd like to try to make sure that it's fruitful and people are following what I'm saying and why I'm saying. And I I think real estate at the end of the day is pretty simple, right? Like there's a lot of the reasons why we all like real estate is because it's simple. It's hey, there's a building, there's taxes, there's insurance, there's rent, right? And so some of us overcomplicate it and we think we need to know every little intricacy of an IRR or cap rate, which is important. But what's more important is, do you have the ability to call 10 people right now that know, like, and trust you and maybe would wire you some money if you need it? Or do you have, you know, I'd be curious. I don't know if we can, if people want to unmute or raise their hand or whatnot, but like, how many people on this call have like 10 people that they've been talking to for over a year on a consistent basis talking real estate? Can you can you guys think of that? And do you understand why that would be important?
All on mute. All right, Steven.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, Matt? Um,
Hey,
yeah,
brother.
so Matt kind of got me started off when I joined the Cardone Group mentorship program about a little over 3 months ago. And what he told me is exactly what he just explained. And it's that it's about people, it's about relationships, building relationships, because as he talks about a lot in his calls is you know he's constantly working at this growing communities, the school page on social media, all of these things. And then one day, he has this great deal, and then he posts it, and then a person he talked to a year ago or 2 years ago that he made a connection with, that he grew a relationship with, calls him and gets on the deal with them, and that's how this, from what I understand, what I've been seeing from my action and what I've been doing, getting my name out there, calling people, getting to know people. I don't have, like I said, I've only been doing this for three months to 4 months, but I can see the fruit that what he says about it's about people. The people that you meet and stay connected with is more important than the numbers. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And I've been looking at some deals. I had a couple deals fall through, but I don't stop. I keep going. I keep talking to people about it, learning from people, surrounding myself with people like Matt and like you, Jason, like Tim, that have done this for a lot longer than I have, and where I can see how they operate. And a lot of it comes down to relationships, and like not just people that want to get into this, but people like lenders and brokers and other operators and investors, and it comes back to you, it comes back to you in buckets. And so far for me, it's been working good. I'm still waiting on that first deal, but I'm not stopping. I'm not slowing down, so I really appreciate everything Matt's saying and what he does say. And I appreciate this call, Jason. Thank you very much.
Amen, man. And so my whole goal is to help people get results, right? And I'm just trying to unlock different ways of thinking about the same simple concept. I'll give you one example. There's a guy in Austin that he's the fourth largest multifamily guy in the country. And I just ping him like 3 or 4 times a year, never ever thinking, what am I going to get out of this right now? Rather, will this guy answer my call in a year or 2 years or 5 years? And then when I have an ask or when I need something, the chances are going to be way higher. But it's not only that I do that with that guy who's very successful. I did it with Steven, who's brand new. And when you do that consistently, everything becomes possible. And I don't know if enough people are thinking the only goal here is build my brand, build my reputation, and build trust. Everything else follows. And if you're thinking, let me go close this deal, you're just missing it. And so that's what I'm trying to expedite for people, because I finally, by no means do I have everything figured out, but I finally got to that place where there's a lot I can accomplish just dialing through my contacts of my phone from seeds that I planted in the past.
Yeah. Hey, I want to talk about in process, and Matthew, thank you. It is, you know, what I'm doing right now is a blessing, and it's only because of the network and things I've done before, right? I'm able to be where I'm doing what I'm doing right now because of exactly what Matthew is saying. It isn't about seeking the big dollar, right? And in fact, the only reason I do my Sunday call, and for those who don't know, I do a Sunday evening call, is because of Matthew, something Matthew said, and Matthew's talk about, a reckless service. It is just really about connecting with more and more people and providing that visibility that there's several of you on this call who actually attend not only this call, some come to my call, Matthew's calls, the Heartland calls, and that's kind of it. Now, it's not a big ask to spend 4 or 5, maybe 6 hours a week on these calls, but it's not only about the network. Bringing people to those calls and helping build their network is that part of that value
Yes.
add. So when you're
Yes.
serving someone in that capacity, you're also building your own network, and the value that you provide them is something that, as was mentioned, will come back to you when you have that deal on the table, or they may bring a deal to the table that just lights you up as well. And I think that's really part of the whole equation here, because we know team sport, but it also showing up. And another really important thing about this is the feedback. I'm new to this game, right? I came out of single family, several years out of it, but did other things. Everyone has something that's convertible into skill sets that will serve them here. Everyone. We all are human beings. But when you go to all these different calls, you're picking up nuggets. You're picking up valuable things that will assist you in every step you need to execute your business, as well as potential to share with others who come to the calls. So think of it always in terms of serving, building network, helping others build network. The prize will come, but you can't, you got to stay focused on the prize. Yes, that's your strategic goal. But the tactics that you use to get there are this. And, Jason and Tim, the whole team there, Teresa, thank you for everything you've done. Matthew, everything you've done. It's just so overwhelming. When I got here, what am I, about 6 months into this? I realized that I needed to plug in. And the layered learning is exactly what's serving me well. I'm picking up so much from all these other calls and bringing people to these calls. You don't need to start your own call, but just get into layered learning, showing up, be present. Your face. I see several people here that I have a great respect for that aren't running calls. So think about that, because I'm seeing your seriousness and your opportunity and the what you share with other people. So keep doing that. Thank you, Matthew. I'm done.
I think
I
Tyler
love
had
it,
his hand
brother.
up too.
I'm dropping off Shar. Say bye, Shar.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you,
Shar.
Shar. You need anything, Shar?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. You dropped your little piece of paper. Sorry, guys. I'm just dropping off. All right, go ahead, Tyler.
Well, I kind of came in a little bit late, but kind of going back on what you were saying as far as consistency and building relationships. And Stephen, for being fairly new, you're definitely retaining a lot of things that are very valuable. So good for you. And I just wanted to give a shout out to, so Matt, you've been very, very inspiring with all the community building and the you're everywhere and your consistency and everything. That's very inspiring and I appreciate that. Kevin was just on a second ago. He was also very inspiring in a way for me. So he was pretty cool. He's very consistent. And Jason has one of the most memorable pitches that I've ever came across. And honestly, like I know you know which one I'm talking about, but he kind of showed that a pitch can be fun and it doesn't have to be the same way every time. And yeah, so I just wanted to say thank you. And you're spot on with all that stuff about the consistency and you actually one thing I remember, Matt, you said a long time ago that's really stuck with me is like, how can I provide value for you? And that's just gonna go a long way. And I kind of have that mentality too now. It's like, kind of I'm trying to help people and things like that, do things that I personally know how to do. I don't know how to do everything because I'm still very new in this as well. So I just wanted to say thanks to all you guys. And yeah, you guys all had really great points.
Yeah, Tyler, and it's very important, guys. Like if you don't get this and you don't do it, I don't know if things are gonna work. And like let me just tell you, humbly, like I'm a nice guy. Everyone knows I'm a nice guy. I am a nice guy. But I'm a very hard worker and I am a smart business person. And I notice who plugs in and also brings value. I notice every single person who, even the smallest piece of value. Everybody, smart people notice, right? And it's a currency. It's like, oh man, every time that guy, I owe that guy. Jason asked me to do a Zoom or anything, I'll do it for him anytime, ever. Why? Because, he's invested in our deals. We've become friends. We trust each other. And those things are not something you can really measure. And then so I get Jason's network and he gets my network. I think you know that, Jason. Like anybody I know or anybody in my phone book, you could have access to that. And
Yeah, no.
right? You feel that,
Yeah, no,
right?
you absolutely have shared that multiple times. And, all this stuff that everybody's saying, I totally agree with. Look, I mean, this, to what I was, want to comment on what you said before. This is hard. Like, I know people think like, sometimes you can listen to Grant or somebody and they're like, all you have to do is this, but it's a grind. And to what everybody's saying, you have to show up every single day, which is why we have this call. I mean, it's Friday night. I mean, most of us want to be on a date night or out somewhere, right? Or at least chilling out from a 5-day work week, right? But we put this call on every Friday night and try and make sure to bring value to people so that you guys can continue to learn. And everybody that shows up to this call, mad kudos, because this, again, it's a Friday night. It's probably the hardest night for most people to want to show up to something. So, a lot of kudos to everybody on here. So again,
And
it's
Jason,
doing
too,
all that.
let me give you guys some insight. And none of this is ever, it's only insight to help, right? But so Darian on this call moved to Austin to work with me. Derek just drove to Austin across the country. He's here now. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning to drive 3 hours to meet with him. I did a networking event with like 30 people. I've done 3 podcasts today. I just showed 8 houses. And now I'm about to go drive 3 hours back while I'm doing a Zoom call with you guys. And I'm 16 years in and I'm working as hard as anybody I know. And it's probably not even
Right.
close. And
Right.
that and what Jason and it's still hard for me to get things done. And if you're doing 1/10 of those things, I'm not here to be rude. I'm here to tell you nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. Hey,
That's
LJ,
that's the go
I'd
ahead.
like to tag on to that, Matt. Because one of the things I was going to say, we talk a lot about showing up to these calls and meetings and going to the events and that kind of thing, which is great. You're exactly right. You got to do that because, I mean, that's for one thing, I mean, that's where you meet the people and that's where you pick up a lot of stuff. You learn a lot of stuff. But what I hope people do, the calls that they go to, especially ours, we usually try to bring somebody on every week that has something to offer everybody. What I would encourage people to do, in addition to showing up to these calls, is when you after you leave these calls, and by the way, during these calls, take all kinds of notes and write people's names down and write phone numbers down. But when you leave these calls, take the action as well. And if you're not actually doing something with the information that you're getting or the relationships you're getting from these calls, then yeah, it's going to go flat. So, get out and actually call brokers and talk to them, make offers, do the underwriting. And underwriting is something that I think is it's talked about a lot, but I think it's underestimated because I think that's where people develop the credibility because you learn the lingo. And when you learn the lingo and you can talk the same language as everybody else in the business, that builds your credibility. And building credibility builds trust. But that action that you take is how you move the ball forward and how you get closer to your goals.
Yeah, and it takes so long to see results, right?
It sure does.
It
Like
definitely does.
you guys, like y'all on this call, I would join more of these calls. I'm so overloaded.
Right.
But like you guys probably know who in here has added value for this group. Like you would notice who does that. And then you guys probably feel like you owe them a little bit, right? But this group 1 year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now is going to be much better just because everyone's getting more experience. But then if everyone here is helping you get better, it's getting like 10 times better, significantly compounding in a real way. And that benefits everybody. So I guess maybe everyone here understands that. And if they do, great. But I just don't see enough people just giving everything they have. And the only reason I'm passionate about it is because it's the only way that I know that things work. Like if you were to think about Grant's deals, Do people invest in grants deals because they think it's the best deal in the world, or do they invest in grants deal because they want to be involved with grants?
The latter,
The latter.
because
And
they're
so
not the
what?
best deals.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, but if they were, they would look at every multifamily real estate investment
Mhm.
trust. They look at they compare them, and I know nobody's doing that. And so it's like people want to invest in who they want to be involved with.
Right.
And why should people want to be involved with you? That's what you should be asking yourself.
You especially don't want to do his deals if you're looking for large cash flow and quick turnarounds, because he doesn't. None of his deals have either one of those. So it's got to be something else, you know.
Yeah,
Gotta
they're
be, it's got
longer
to be that
longer.
secret sauce. Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt, Matthew. I just want to say this, and I just put this in the text. If you're on this call and you hear anything you don't understand or anywhere else in these calls, raise your hand first. Just get your hand up there so it will induce you to be called on to ask your question. Because if you're going away with something you don't understand, you are not getting the value you deserve from these calls. And so many people we see on these calls, a handful of the same people speaking or asking the questions. And on my call, I'm small enough yet where I call people out individually. But if you're on any call, even on Grant's call, but these calls are less intimidating. I mean, you've got a lot of friendly faces here that's all we're here for, is to add that value that these guys are talking about. Don't be afraid. Raise your hand. This is the place to ask those little questions that you might think are embarrassing, but everyone's had them at some point. Thanks.
Would
Do you guys think that I mean, I'm here to help. Like, am I hammering on this point too much? Do we need to get more technical? Um,
No,
like,
I think it's a great point. It's a valid point. And the other thing I would say on the flip side of it is it's okay to not do all that stuff too and just be an investor, right? So
totally.
that's the flip side
Totally.
of this, right? This is a bunch of work, and maybe you start doing it and you're like, you know what? I don't like this, or this isn't for me, but I'm still interested in real estate and investing. And that's your opportunity to still stay connected with a lot of these groups. And then, you know what? Just take my money and run with it, because you do trust the people that you spend time with, right? So I think that there is a two-sided coin here. Like what Matt's saying is valid too, but on the flip side of it, if it's not your thing, then put your money, with somebody that you trust. Because ultimately that, what you were saying about Grant before, the reason you're investing with Grant is because you trust Grant, right? Not because his deals are the best deals on the planet. It's because of the people you trust. The reason I invested with Matt, it's because it's people that I trust. The reason why you guys invested with us is because you trust us. So that's ultimately the biggest point here. Like if this isn't your thing, cool, still join the calls, but just invest with the people, right? And just listen and learn.
I totally agree. I mean, and that's honestly like what I'm doing is it's not easy. It's very draining. Um, I do want to build, and I'm very motivated, so that's why I do it. But like Jason's saying, the dream is to just passively invest. Like most people don't want to do what I'm doing, and so to just write a check and be a passive investor, that's that's a very good place to be.
Yeah, let zero responsibility and all the benefits, right?
And if you are just interested in being a passive investor, we applaud you for being here because you're learning, you're becoming an educated investor. You don't want to invest your hard-earned dollar when you don't understand the concepts or the property and the underwriting of it. So
Yeah.
we appreciate having
Um,
you guys all here, and we're all on this journey of learning, right? Like Matt was saying, eventually in 5 years we'll all be just a little bit better, or hopefully a lot better, but we're all on this journey together, and we're here to help one another.
amen. Amen. Yeah, and so I mean, I'm getting to a point, what feels like a point where I've got a lot of access to capital. I mean, I have like 3 or 4 guys looking at a deal I'm looking at that all have $7 to $8 million personally in their bank account, right? And I've got hundreds and hundreds. Those connections I don't just give those away freely. I give those to people that I trust and that are putting in the work. Like I would give any of those to Jason if he needed it. Right. And so you've got to put yourself in a position to get those things. And what is that position? It's adding value. It's like I said, it is an actual currency. And we notice, people notice it. And they notice when people disappear. If you come in hot and you're on every podcast and you ask questions and then you just go away for 6 months or a year, it's like you just wasted all of that. Like I noticed, Kevin, I noticed you weren't on the Thursday call. And why did I notice? Because usually you speak up. There's literally like 130 people there, and there's not very many people that I would notice are not there. But I'm saying that to you, and I almost texted you just checking in, not because you have to be there, but just saying what's up, because I'm used to hearing you once a week. I'm saying that to give you credit because you've been consistent. And if nobody notices you're not there, then that's a big problem.
And I think that
Yeah.
that familiarity is something also like for the next time, right? And not all of us, I mean, not all of us are from the same communities. But when names pop up, I mean, network is network, and there's power in that. I mean, I'm graciously appreciative for the compliments and the commentary I get. And and Matthew, again, something you said spurred me to start that Sunday call, but it was just like, duh, for me. But again, people acknowledge they see you when you show up, but now go next level. And if you're only interested in investing, Jason, that's just a phenomenal point because I've used that before. I don't want to negate that. Find your place. In fact, on my Sunday call, we're going to start talking about that. I had intended to do it a couple weeks ago, but find your place here and get comfortable in it. But you definitely, even if you're just going to be that LP, that passive investor, learn and don't get yourself hurt, or try not to get yourself hurt. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man. What else I can share? I can keep going,
So
but
I have a question for you. Maybe you can talk a little bit about this. So I saw you posted the other day that you guys raised $4 million in a week. How did you go about raising $4 million in a week?
so you guys, I pretty much know everybody here. I'm pretty sure. Um, it's pretty easy to see what I do, right? Like there's not a lot that I'm doing that is not like very open. And so I could talk on it. I'm trying to pull this out of people though. And maybe, if this is a good time for that, like, what do you guys think I do? What do you see me doing? And if you want to raise your hand and bring it up, please do, because I think it will help. If you think about it a little, it'll internalize it. But like, what do you guys see that I do?
Well, you're not camera shy, Matt.
That's true.
Matt, I would say that you are what I think of other than Grant when I think of omnipresence. So you're everywhere, you're talking to people, you're providing value for people everywhere, which makes people want to know you and talk to you and ask you questions, and that builds everything that you talked about previously, which is the trust and things of that nature. So I mean that was one of the things that I noticed about you right away. Like I said earlier, I was like, it's very inspiring, and it's as long as it just kind of, you're consistently a good person, and that has a lot to do with it as well. So
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I think that is maybe a good way to say it. Omnipresent. Like I'm just everywhere, dude, and it's pretty intentional. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just my only goal here is like, how do I unlock things or give whatever value I can to you guys? And so, if we want to talk more about it, we can. But Jason, I did a Thursday call for, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years, um, and I was going for 4 hours, 5 hours, right? And it was draining. And now I've shifted it to going for an hour. And then I started a group on Sundays. That's a paid group. And so like all of that time that I was doing for free, I'm now getting compensated for. Right? Raising $4 million is hundreds of hours of Zoom calls on Thursday and on Sunday. But that's just like one of 10 things I'm doing. Right? I did the 4 hour call and then I get off and there's 50 calls after. So it's just most people don't want to do this, what I do, and that's okay. Like you don't have to do it at the level that I do. Um, I look at Grant and I'm like, yeah, we probably do the same amount of intensity. I might even go more because, he goes on the yachts and stuff, and he deserves it. Um, and I have to take a Saturday off. Like I'm taking Saturdays off. I've done 3 of them, and I'm finally figuring out how to get a little bit of rest. But I feel blessed to create and to have you guys here and to like this is a cool thing to be a part of.
So for the folks on the phone, so would you say that the $4 million in a week is a culmination of years of you basically, as Tyler put it, being omnipresent? So therefore, by the time you got to this, I think this happened this past week, right? When by the time you got to this past week, you guys got a deal, you were able to basically reach out to all of your contacts and pull that $4 million in.
Yeah, and then I'm realizing like, wow, I might have been able to raise like 15 million. I mean, we didn't even really try that hard,
Mm.
like on this specific moment. But there's multiple people that I could call and be like, hey, can you help me raise 1 million? And I would just call them, and so then that becomes super powerful.
Did you get most of the $4 million through networking of individuals, or was it fund of funds? Was it a mix of both?
Mix of both. It's mostly been fund to funds.
Okay,
Um, like I mean, one guy did 2 million, so that's half the raise, and that's just one guy.
right. You're gonna have to send me that one guy's name.
Dude, I'll connect you with anyone you want. Truly.
Nathan. Was it? It wasn't Nathan, was it?
No, no.
No.
His name's Wayne Lundquist, Corpus Christi guy. But here's the thing. This is the thing, and you know this. But like,
Mhm.
I could send anybody any of these names, and I will to the people that I trust. I will treat them right. But it doesn't really work that way,
Right.
right? And I would trust how you would, communicate. But the goal, like this, I'll give you an example. A title company guy that I know gave me. He's like, here's 5 people that can all write $5 million checks. He gave me that last week. And I'm actively raising money. But my phone call to them is not about raising money. It's about, can I buy you coffee or lunch? And I'm going to introduce myself. Even though I'm raising money, I'm not leading with that, and I almost don't want to talk about that at all, unless it's of value to them. But that is my goal. So it's a little chess game, right?
So yeah, so what you're basically saying, I mean, it makes sense, right? Because you don't want to lead with, "Hey, do you want to invest in my deal?" I mean, they don't
Yeah,
even know who you are. And at the end of the day, I think what we've all been saying for years is people invest in you, not in your deal.
yeah. And so, but like, let's say that you had already raised all your money, which I did. It'd be much better to go to them and say, look at this deal I just closed that we just raised all this money on. We closed, thinking about I want to call them when I have my next raised.
Mhm.
That's the position that I want to get in with them.
Right. You want to build some sort of a history with them along with a relationship.
Yeah,
So one of the things that we talked about in the text was reckless value adds. What do you mean by reckless value adds? What were you trying to convey to the group or would like
just
to convey to the group?
yeah, just giving away everything you got, man. Like, if it would be okay, I'd maybe Darian, if you got a second to speak up, I want to
Can I add something real quick on your last topic you're just discussing, Matt?
Yes.
So when you're networking with high net worth people like you're just talking about, I I heard I was on a call the other day and what they said was if you ask for money, you're typically going to get advice. But if
Yes.
but if you ask for advice, you will generally get money.
Right. That's
You
true.
got to, yeah, you've got to listen more than you talk, especially on those initial contacts when you're building that relationship.
Yeah, that's so true. Um, I don't think Derek's on here, but like Derek drove down here to meet Darian and I. And after our coffee meeting today, he told us he's giving us $5,000. We didn't even ask him for any money. He's like, I'm just gonna give you guys. He's just giving it to us. Why is he doing that? He's smart, right? Darian, true story. So Darian moved here. Like he's literally just giving us $5,000. Darian moved here to work with me. Darian, I want to put you on the spot. I think this will be helpful. I didn't really know Darian. He made the leap. He moved to come work with me and he took the risk. Darian, like what have I on a reckless value add for me working with you? What have I done or what has that meant? Like I'm just trying to give insight into like why that's been valuable for you and for me.
So
If you
right off the
understand what
bat,
I'm
like
asking.
before Matthew actually really knew me at all, like we had somewhat of business together. I sold a few things with him, and I realized I had to lock him down before somebody else filled my position. So I went and moved to Texas. But that was a joke. And so when I got to Texas, I had a lease signed on an apartment that Matthew was looking at. I moved into it. And I'm like, hey man, I signed a lease for that apartment that you were looking at. And he was like, oh, that's awesome. But the thing is, I got here early, so I didn't know how long it took to drive from Oregon to Texas. And because like I was kind of just doing it like the next day, I didn't really research it too much. And so I got here a day early, and the landlord wouldn't let me into the apartment. And it's like 95 degrees in the car. My AC doesn't work. I'm like beat. I just drove like it was 2,300 miles or something. And I'm texting Matthew, and I'm like, who doesn't know me that well at this time? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't get into my apartment. I don't know what to do. I'm out of money. I literally have $20 now. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have to sleep in this parking lot. And he texts me an address for a house he's selling. And he texts me the door code. And, and I end up sleeping in like I just like literally drove across the country, went to Texas, and I'm sleeping in some random house because Matthew literally provided me a house. It was pretty awesome. Yeah.
That's a cool story. Well, what I'm trying to get at is like I've given you whatever connections I have, right? I've shared your posts, and now you're just taking that and running.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
Yeah.
that I'm trying. That's like I'm just like Darian. You've moved here. Whatever you need, I got you covered in whatever way I possibly can. And now we're making money together.
We are,
And
yeah.
that could be I could be giving it like half the time people call me and I'm like, call Darian. I'm just like funneling things his way. And that helps me because it frees up some time. But I'm also giving Darian value. And I'm actually putting my reputation and my name on the line with him. And he's doing the
Absolutely.
same with me. But this isn't a one-way street. Like he's doing the same for me. And so it's just giving. Like, how can I build this guy up? He's going to build me up. We're creating trust together. And now I've got a guy here in Austin that I consider a really good friend, and we both would do anything for each other in a second. Like, how do you measure the value in that?
Right.
I
So
don't know if
you,
the
I
answer
mean,
does that answer in a way, Jason.
yeah, it does. So I mean, it basically talks about the fact that Darian took action, right? So all the stuff that you've been teaching and handing out to people, right? You're trying to help them along. He actually took action upon it and actually went above and beyond what most of us would be willing to do, which is basically move across the country, right? Not knowing anything or anyone, and potentially now he's partnered with you. So he actually had faith in the fact that what he was doing was the right thing.
Yes, but now
Quincy, I'm
like
also
Darian shows up to a meeting and like everybody knows who he is.
I'm getting recognized on
And
the streets walking around Austin because Matthew posted me. Like some really, really high net worth people have been stopping on the street and like, hey man, good job on the post. I'm like, I have no idea who they are. It's just crazy. Also, anecdote real quick. So 3 days after Matthew gave me that house, after just like putting his neck out, because like if I messed that house up, that would have been on him. You know, because like I mean it would have been on me, but it would have been on him too, because I wasn't necessarily supposed to be there. But 3 days after he did that, he did that massive value add for me. Somebody sent us $15,000, and like literally 3 days after I got there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
So
what my
then,
point is.
so Darian then brings me 7,000. I'm like, thanks, bro. This is awesome.
Yeah. Then we made a little video about it. I'm sure you guys saw the
Yeah, I
post. It was
saw
awesome.
the video with you guys holding out the cash.
Yeah.
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 It was like some of my first money I made in entrepreneurship. It was awesome.
And it's just fun, man. It's just a fun thing to do. Now we're at a point where, you know, if Darren has a deal, like I do feel comfortable, like, hey, I'll get the money together, or vice versa. And then all of a sudden, like, just watch. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Watch, like, there. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be around. You guys are gonna be around. Let's see what happens with Darren and I in a year, and then in 3 years. And you're literally just watching it unfold by
Mhm.
simple principles that I'm trying to hammer home.
Which your main principle, I would say, is taking action, right? Because at the end of the day, every action you take was going to have a reaction, right? That's just physics, right? And every action has a reaction. Therefore, that action is going to turn into something at some point. It might not happen tomorrow or the next minute, like I think a lot of us want it to, right? Because we're in a society where we're on instant gratification. I can order something right now on Amazon while we're on this call, and it'll probably be at my door before this call is over, right? That is what we're kind of programmed to, but that shouldn't be necessarily what the expectation is, just that that action will drive something. And if it's the right action, it will down the road lead to something bigger.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's correct. I would say, to simplify it and maybe more concise from my perspective, is massive action from a place of service.
Mm.
Like maybe write that down. Like massive action from a place of service.
And read the Go Giver book.
Yeah.
That
But like,
touches on this topic completely.
like you guys know that I'm like always ready. But do you feel like I've ever like really asked you for something? Even though Jason, you've invested with us, like I'm genuinely curious. Like, do you feel like I've asked you for something? Because
Um,
is you
yeah, and
go
you
ahead.
broke up a little bit, but I think what you're asking is have you ever asked? No, I can tell you in the what 3 or 4 years that I've known you, I don't think you've ever asked for anything. I think I was actually I met you at Bring Your Deal, and you were pitching your tiny houses. And we just had a conversation in the line at lunch, and that was it. It was just a conversation about what I was doing and what you were doing. Um, you even told me your investment story about the stocks.
Yeah. So, but like, it's not bad to ask for stuff, but I'm just showing like I haven't really asked for something, but you've also invested with me. Like that's very interesting, right?
Hmm.
And it's probably because you felt clear that I was coming from a place of service, and you wanted to be involved with what we had going on. And like on the deal, the multifamily deal that you guys were doing, and I meant this was like, hey, I will invest in your deal, and I didn't even really have the capital to do it. I was like, if you, and then y'all ended up getting the money, so you didn't need me to. But like, I would have figured out how to get money, even though I didn't really have it, to support you guys and to show that I'm in your corner. Much more so than thinking, how do I make money on this deal? More so realizing the currency I want to place is supporting these guys.
And that's the part of the whole community that this whole conversation started with. Look, we're building a community. It's basically acts of service to give back what we all learn. Ultimately, right? Each of us investing in each other.
You know what? You know what's fun about this concept of networking? Matt, you and I connected on we saw each other on Grant's Friday night or Friday call from Grant's group. And you led me to Alex, your partner, and I took his boot camp course, which is where I met Teresa.
Nice.
And it's all networking. You find your people through networking, find your team, you find your investors. I mean, it's all networking and creating those relationships.
Massive action from a place of service. That's what it is. And I would challenge you guys, like, are you doing that? Right? Here's some things to think about. Can you guys, off the top of your head, think of 10 people that have capital that you could call and get capital from? Can you think of 10 people that you could call and get $1 million from? And if the answer is no, there's a problem. I didn't come out of the womb and know 10 people that would give me $1 million. Right now, I probably know maybe 50. And you see what I'm doing to get that every day. There's new people coming into this every day. There might be someone on this call that now is on that list. There's probably 4 people in this room that could do that. You guys can get that. I want to help you. Jason wants to help you. Teresa, Tim, everybody here. But you just got to be hustling. Massive action from a place of service.
The title of your book. That's what's going to be.
Come on, man. I'm glad we came to that. But I full-heartedly believe it. You know, Darian didn't own any real estate when I was giving him when I was coming to him from a place of service, and now that's just paying off dividends, and it will probably for the rest of my life.
So, what is one thing? So you've been doing this, right? 16 years, you said?
Yes.
What is one thing that you would potentially do differently, if anything, over the last 16 years?
Man, I really, there's got to be something, but oddly enough, what comes to mind is nothing. Like, I've been giving it everything I got every single day. I know there's things I could do better, but like, I don't know. I mean, maybe we can talk through it. Yeah, I guess I don't know if this will apply to people, but I'm I was just showing somebody houses to buy, right? If she buys a house, it's like a $20,000 commission to me. I've showed her probably 15 houses. I got to a point in real estate where I stopped wanting to do brokerage commissions, and I was just giving away all my leads to agents at our real estate brokerage. And then when the market stopped, when it slowed down, those leads, like, my pipeline was empty. And I do regret that. Like, I regret like thinking I'm buying $100 million real estate. Like, I'm buying these big deals. Like, I'm too good for showing somebody a rental property to lease, or I'm too good to, be a real estate agent. I don't want to feel that way anymore. I'm totally fine. The money's not what makes me important. I used to feel like if someone's like, you're a real estate agent, it would like bother me. I'm like, no, I'm an investor, or I'm a millionaire, whatever. It's like, yeah, I'm a real estate agent. Like, I want to help you. And so, like, just, I was thinking too big, too fast, and thinking I was above things, which I never want to feel that way.
So um your quote, right, which we're just going to be part of your book title, Massive Action in a Place of Service. Part of the one of the chapters is checking your ego, right? So your ego needs to take a back seat
Yeah.
to an act of service because being a real estate agent for you at the time wasn't something that your ego was like, no, 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 I'm a big dog now. So,
Yeah.
but now you're like, well, wait a second, no, no, I'm doing massive action
Yeah.
in a place of service. And if serving people means selling them a single family home or a rental, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Like I'll 1 second I'm raising $4 million on a $26 million apartment, and then I'm showing somebody a $700 apartment complex in a not so nice neighborhood. And neither of those things actually makes me feel like one's better than the other. Truly. It's like I should just do this. This is a good thing to do. I'm taking care of people, I'm building my name, and I'm doing good work.
Right.
I truly feel that way. Here's what I want to know: is this unlocking anything for anybody in a real way? Like, is this gonna cause anyone to do anything different? Or if not, what can I try to do to help that? Because people are here for a reason, right? We're here for a reason. It's not just to listen.
Matt, this is great. We're here to change lives and we all grow together. And the communication from the time where you began and the time where I began, the association always comes at the time needed. And I just wanted to make that statement. So thank y'all for, as we all come in together and unite and be able to bounce ideas off and deals. And hopefully I'll get to be or we'll be able to present ourselves and I'll be able to shake hands with all of y'all and then enjoy the
Amen.
I didn't want to speak again. This is not my call, but I tell you what, man, I'm sitting here and again, blessed to be doing what I'm doing, but I almost feel guilty taking time off. And I tell you, that's, you ask what changes. And it's like, just looking back home and working even harder. I mean, and not just about real estate, but about the value add, about helping other people, about this whole journey. And that's really what it's inspirational. That's why coming to as many of these calls as possible, even when I'm not in town, so to speak, is powerful. So thank you. I think Jason, and team for putting the call on, and Matthew for your continued, I don't want to say omnipresent, but yeah, your continued presence and the energy that you carry is tremendous. So I am inspired to work harder
Let's go, man.
at bringing value. Yeah,
It
all
really, I
day.
mean, we all know this, but I think it's super real. Of like, at your funeral, what's it gonna look like? How many people are gonna show up and talk about the impact? That to me, like, it might seem superficial, but it does. To me, it matters.
It's leaving
But
a
but
legacy, right?
doesn't that make your in the now even more powerful? And I've thought about that same type of thing. I've thought about how altruism, people talk about altruism being out of yourself. But in reality, I think it's just massaging your own ego to make you feel good that you're doing good things for other people, right? So I had that contradiction there. But yeah, it really is. It's just making your life better by helping other people feel better or do better or be better in their lives. Powerful stuff for your own
Yeah,
and your own legacy.
yeah, and it's like, I mean, just think about it. Like, we're all looking for meaning and to have relevance. Like, what impact are you making on people? Right? Like, really, what impact are you making? Is what to think about.
And that's different for all of us, right? So,
Absolutely.
so Matt is saying doesn't necessarily mean that you have to sit there and work hard on real estate. It might be something else.
Yeah, no, totally. Like
Nope.
it's I'm yeah. I mean, it's just but you need to be able to answer that for your own
Correct.
soul.
Right. I had a joke I used to tell people when they asked me about my funeral. I said, yeah, on my gravestone, it's going to say, I told you I was sick. And then every time everyone drove by and walks by my gravestone, they would be like, oh, he's funny.
There we go. Um, yeah, man. I want to see it. I want to see more of it. I want to see more of us just giving away everything to each other, and I think it will unlock a lot. It's not easy. Like it's hard to give everything you have away. You know, you want to know what's in it for me. But if we can get past that,
Who else wants to talk? I don't want to take up the whole time. Kevin
let's hold
definitely
this.
doesn't want to.
Muriel has her hand up.
Oh,
There we go.
go.
Hi, thank you for having me. But thank you so much, and thanks, Matt. Again, always an inspiration to listening to you and giving me a lot of great opportunities. So I'm following you, you know it. What is really interesting for me on what you said is that massive action in the direction like in as an act of service, um that's really what I believe in. And sometimes when you don't find your people, it's a little bit it takes energy out of you. You feel that you're giving a lot of energy everywhere to make things happen, and it's just like takes that energy away, or sometimes like not going as far as you want. But as soon as I had the opportunity to well, find you, Matt, I felt like so much inspired, and it gives me back my energy, but also giving me back the focus on what I need to do to keep finding other like-minded people. And it really makes me understand how this part is relationship in one of the most important, and especially when you want to succeed into um, massive actions. So that's what's really speaking. It's really speaking for me, and it gives me all the great energy to keep going in my plan. And one other thing I will say is like money is something, but having a vision is everything, and it's how you're sure that you don't get lost in what you're doing in business and life, and it's how you will also inspire people to want to collaborate with you. That
Amen.
vision. Yeah.
Without a vision, the people will perish.
Yes. Yes. Amen indeed.
I love it. I love being here. I don't know, man. I want to give away whatever I can. Uh, I want to see everybody here thriving, and I'll do anything whatever I got. You guys, you know, you just tell me. Nobody's waiting on me.
We appreciate you, Matt.
I appreciate you guys. What else? What are we missing? How do we
Yeah, what questions do you guys have? I
James McNeil, you're quiet, brother. Talk to us.
don't
What give us some wisdom, man. What are you feeling? What are you thinking? What am I missing? How can I be better? Come on, man.
Matt, you're a different animal, man, and I'm trying to get on your level because I'm all new to this, so I'm still trying to find my place and still find my first deal. You know what I mean? So I enjoy and it's a pleasure to meet all you guys, see all you guys and gals here on this screen every time, every week, and I'm just learning, um,
Do
trying to.
you, James, do you have a fear of like you don't know enough, or you can't just give what you have right now because you have nothing to give? Do you feel that?
Um, a little, somewhat, sometimes, I guess, you know what I mean? Because I don't know enough. I mean, I feel it on the back of my tongue, like I just want to just submit LOIs everywhere and then bring deals to the table and like that. But it's not, the numbers gotta be right and everything. So, the confidence on the numbers is my big thing.
But
Um,
but just I'm trying to help you here. You know that. We've been sitting here for what, an hour or longer? No, an hour.
1 hour. Yep.
Like I don't want anyone to sit in a room with me for an hour and say that they're not confident about real estate. Like
mhm.
like ask the question. Like let's get you there.
Oh yeah.
Um, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you this to help
Most time
right
the,
now.
the answer comes from somebody else asking the questions. That's how come I'm mostly selling most of the time, you know what I mean? And I'm not a big speaker or presenter. I'm trying to get myself outside of that, you know what I mean? So truthfully, these Zoom calls is probably most as I ever talked to people
Good,
outside
man.
our realm, you know what I mean? So, so
Yeah.
past this point is to me the
But
big.
like here, let me challenge you. I want you to send out 10 LOIs next week.
Okay.
Just send them, dude. It's just gonna free you up.
Yeah.
Just send
Okay.
them. Don't even like. I'm serious right now. If you don't want to get them accepted, okay?
Okay.
You just want to send them. Don't even think about it. But
Right.
if they're asking 20 million, send them an LOI for 15 million. Just
Right.
go, just go 20% under ask and just send them out.
Okay.
I
All
want you
right.
to do. Will you commit to that? 10,
Yeah.
2 a day, low LOI. This is just going to unlock something for you.
Okay.
You
I'll try.
committing? I got your word.
Yeah.
All right,
All
cool.
right.
Making progress now.
Okay.
All right, here. I don't know if this quote resonates with anybody here, but I heard it and I really liked it. What you're looking for is looking for you.
Hmm. Well, like I said,
Love it, Matthew. Love it.
Tony, you're the one who said, "Let's go." Tony told me that one.
Man. I will never get tired of saying it.
I don't know what it means, but I like it, bro.
Hey, man.
I
We
think I do
just,
know what it means, but
yeah,
yeah,
we're finding that deal.
that deal is looking for you, James.
There we go.
okay.
Hey, James, I just wanted to say something real quick. So I've seen you like 3 times in 2 days. So
Okay.
you're showing up, you're showing up for yourself.
Well,
And
yeah.
the more you show up, the more value you're going to be able to add. And so
Mhm.
like you're going to just keep doing what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
it's very impressive. Like I was going to say that before Matt did. I was like, I feel like I've seen James like a bunch of times. Like we're buddies now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I always see you guys, man. I always see you. Maybe that's when
So
But
I
we
see
gotta
a lot, and I see you on the tug
we
ram
got
and all that
we
stuff.
gotta
Yeah.
push each other.
right. I
We got
like
we
that.
gotta push each other. Like there's a chance. I think this would be true, and this is not anything negative. But I feel like James, if I didn't tell you to write 10 LOIs next week, I
Hmm.
feel like you might have written 10 LOIs in the rest of the year.
I probably would have had probably two by next month or end of next month, maybe, but probably not 10. Uh,
So, but do you understand my point? Is like we all got to push each other. How I can explain like everything I'm trying to explain better. Like I'm always like, I don't know if this is coming off the right way, but I just keep trying. But I want feedback, and I want to give you guys feedback to help.
mhm.
Okay.
James, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Are you practicing underwriting properties?
Yes.
Good, good, good.
Yeah. Hmm.
What are we all? How are we gonna do more, Jason? Help me out, brother.
How about I know Henry, I see you on. Ask Matt one question where he can help you today before we leave this call. And I know I owe you a phone call too, by the way.
That's a good
Hey,
one.
I'm Henry Martinez. I'm happy to be here and happy to share with everyone. Hey, Matthew knows I met him on the April real estate just a couple months ago. And I met Matthew, I met Jason, I think I met who else in this call? And I'm Mr. Seed. Yeah. So
Me?
I'm Mr. Tim Groundling, Kevin. How you doing, Kevin? And yeah, you want to say something, Mr. Sid?
So ask Matt one thing that he can do for you right now today that can help you take some sort of an action.
Yeah. I've been texting with Matthew like couple 30 minutes ago, and I found a property here on Hollywood, Florida, and I want him to review it for. We want to see if we can submit a LOI, and well, he been help me with the process just to review it, and I'll request for him to be in the KP section too. So this is very big for me because it's the first deal. Then I review it, and he's open to help, and I'm so grateful for. But yeah, I'm excited with it.
So
I'm
we're
excited.
we're, we're already we're doing a Zoom on Sunday, Jason. Just so you know, we're gonna go over it. But I think it's a good thing. Like I'm sitting here telling you guys, I've got 12,000 contacts in my phone book. I got all these things that you can tap into. If everybody told me one thing that I could do, I'm gonna do it. So like think about it. You don't have to do it right now, but like Matt, introduce me to somebody who owns over 1,000 doors. Introduce me to somebody who's worth $10 million. Those are like basic, almost not the way to do it, but I'll still do it. And then what you want to do to treat it right is you'd want to update the person. Hey, thanks for the intro. Here's what happened. Like there's just simple principles that pay off on how to operate in this business and in life.
And I would say, take advantage of the opportunity, right? So right now you have Matt on the phone, literally.
Yeah,
He's looking at you, he's driving anyone on the phone. I mean, Henry, whoever. I think
yeah,
you're taking him up on Sunday, right?
yeah.
So what can he help you with right now? Because we have another 15 minutes here. Before we drop, unmute yourself, ask a question, see if he can help you. Have him take a takeaway, right? Massive action and an active service. If you need him to show you an apartment, he's ready to go.
Yeah, I'm so grateful with Matthew. I'm impressed when he said just raise 4 million in 1 week. It just one tip. Then I'll have to learn, because I'm here to learn with him. And yeah, I'm excited for goal and start submitted LOIs. And this is one of those reasons why I want to meet to him on Sunday, because it's when you speak to someone who has that experience, expand your brain too. So I'm new on this space. Basically, I have 7 months that I'm working on it, and I'm excited to be here with everyone. I mean, I've been learning so much into I'm here. I'm not make so many questions because I feel like it's still on the process to learning. but I'm learning from people who have experience, like you, Jason's, like some people that I don't know that might have a lot of experience too. But it's very impressive and it's important for me. And I take away a lot of things from this call. And that's why I keep it showing up. I'm here, I'm learning every single word what Matthew says. I'm learning from you. I'm learning from a lot of people here. Some questions that someone make then it makes sense to me too. So I'm learning from everyone. So for me it's it's very important and I'm so glad I'm here learning with you guys. But thank you for everything what you do.
I'm glad to be here too, man. You guys are family to me, even if you don't believe that. I mean it.
Yeah, you know I love it. I love you, Matthew. Since I've met you
Come on, brother.
on the real estate, I shake your hand. I remember you. I'll never forget you. And next, and you
Thanks, brother.
like the next month I'll be in all your calls. I'm gonna add on the Sunday calls too. And I'm so grateful. I'm so glad I met you guys. And I'll be here. You're gonna see my face a lot. And I'm learning. I keep learning. And I want to work together with all you guys, with everyone. You know, it's very important for me. You are part of my family now. So I feel it. So to everyone,
Come on, man.
to everyone
If you're
who
listening to Henry and you're not getting excited, there's something wrong, man.
Yeah.
You're getting me inspired and excited, man.
yeah, who everything in this call, I mean, it's great people. I've been on so many calls and it's like I feel like I'm home. I feel like good. You know, I feel like I need to learning a lot more and keep it working together. But thank you for everything, what you're doing, Matthew, Jason, and
Amen.
everyone. Yeah, we're learning from everyone. Yeah.
Who here is scared or nervous? Maybe that's what we need to be asking.
Or
James? Yeah?
even feels some sort
Yeah,
of imposter syndrome.
James, you
yeah,
already broke out of it, dude. You're already 10 LOIs in, bro. You're past that now. The 10 LOIs have already been sent. You agreed to it. So
Okay.
you're past that now.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get there.
yeah.
James, if you're nervous, feel free to call me. I underwrite. I talked to 4 brokers today, left messages for 2 more. My phone number's right there under my face. Happy to
Okay.
help anybody that's something I'm getting pretty good at.
Yeah.
Talking to brokers, finding deals, and underwriting.
Okay. Appreciate it, Sid.
hmm And if I could ask Matthew one question, it would be with all of the LOIs. Well, I only submitted one this week, but I've underwritten 6 or 8 deals. Matthew, I would really love for you to pray that the Lord brings us the right deal that we can get the raise for and get closed.
Okay. I can do that.
Thank you.
Amen. Power of prayer works.
It does.
So Dante, you raised your hand and then you put it down. I know you got something.
Yeah, so trying to find the best way to word it. Thanks for calling in, Matt, Jason, FNL team at large. My, I guess, reservations or hesitations or pitfalls, whatever you want to call it, has been because it's kind of don't worry about it till you need to as you're going through the process from find the deal all the way to submit the LOI. But what I've noticed more and more as of late in my broker calls, as well as one that didn't make it to best and final, of not necessarily having the KP team in place, but at least alluding to the fact that there's different potential avenues, but nothing in certainty. So then how to still have those secured while also still bringing value or giving value to each of these communities, and so trying to not just be a parasite, for lack of a better word.
I'm following you, but I'm not understanding. What are you saying? The challenge is the KP.
The predominantly yes, and so
Dude,
how like the
you don't think
main value
bro?
flows.
You've seen me and you know me. Okay, I'll be the KP. And I mean that. I'm saying this in front of 30 people or however many people are here. So, all right, problem solved. Now, next problem.
That's the main one. I've been not definite with it, and
but like you never even asked me.
because I haven't found a deal that's survived long enough through the LOI process.
Okay.
But and so you were, and I guess that's to build off. Where in the process would you best like to get involved at?
Well, it would help to do it with the LOI
With right.
because then maybe that'll help you get accepted potentially.
Sounds good. Thank you, Matt.
Of course, man. What else? What's holding you back?
That's been the main bulk of it, of finding the happy medium to not be parasitic, and be okay with not knowing the things later in the process and addressing them when it comes time to, but knowing and seeing that some of the churns and the.
But like even the I'm coming from a place of helping, right?
Correct.
Even you saying that word parasitic, like don't ever say that word again. It's like stop, like nobody thinks of you like that. You might think of yourself, you're avoiding it, but you're like speaking it into existence. And if you're coming from a place of value, you're so far away from that. That's like that could be like a fear that you have that's holding you back.
I think definitely. And then just a side pivot, more deal focused of beyond with just multifamily. Where is, well, I guess, your attitude towards storage at the moment?
I like storage. I own one 44 unit storage building.
Would you like to own more?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I want to do deals. I want to invest.
Sounds like
in
he's a
people's
storage
deals.
deal for you.
Yeah, I want to do deals with you guys. Everyone in this room. I want y'all to invest in my deals. I want to invest in your deals. I want to partner. I want to help everybody help build each other up.
Sounds great. I'll be in touch. And for anybody else, I know that I was chatting in the chat with James and Darian, but I'll sign up for the 10 LOI week.
Let's go, man. Now we're making progress.
All right, now we got 30 going out. So this is great.
That's
How many people are on here?
Right at the moment, 27.
All right. Imagine if we sent 270 LOIs.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone who's nervous, do you realize that excitement creates many of the same physical sensations in your body? So if you're nervous, you can just tell yourself, I'm excited. I'm excited about doing this task, whatever it is. And you can create those emotions and override the nervousness. Get excited.
If
Just
270 LOIs flood the market next week, there could be generational wealth created from that. Who knows?
Chances are maybe one of them gets accepted, and then we got to go all in on it.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you did 20% less than asking, most likely it's a good deal anyways. So
we're gonna have to call Teresa. Teresa, we need your help with underwriting.
Yeah.
We need to know if we got a good one.
Nice. Can I just wanted to add something about Deontay. So I met Deontay. We just met each other down in Fort Lauderdale. And it was when Matt, when we went to eat, you just kind of were like, you invited us to go out to eat when we were at the summit. And you're like, hey, we're all gonna go here. And then Deontay was like, hey, I'll give you guys a ride. And he was a great driver. So,
I remember that.
Yeah, he was like super nice about it. And yeah, so you're a good guy, Deontay. Just wanted to say that. So thanks
Appreciate
again.
it, Tyler.
That is a good thing to call out because that is true. I feel that way about Deontay.
Just wanted to share that. Thanks, guys.
Is that all you had to do was drive to the summit?
I
I could
think
have
that's
gone
a
to
great
dinner
point.
too. Yeah, I could have driven people to
Sid,
dinner too.
yeah, you haven't offered me
Deontay,
a ride yet, but I
you're
think that's the phenomenal thing about this. It shows little things mean a lot. Everyone brings something, some opportunity is there. Never miss the moment.
That's right. Well, you remember Louise? I told Louise to stand up and ask Grant for that money. And he got it in what, 10 to 15 seconds? I mean, it's too bad, her daughter didn't make it through, but you never know what connection you're going to have that is going to be important to somebody else.
So we have about 5 minutes left in the call. And I don't know if any of you follow School of Hard Knocks, but that is some success story because I've been watching them for a while. And Matt, I think you even know them, the one guy from School of Hard Knocks. I mean, they went from nobodies to, I mean, he meets everybody now. I mean, Tom Brady. So, Matt, one of the questions he always asks, and I know you've given us a bunch of advice on the call today, but what would you give it give to the younger what piece of advice would you give to the younger generation? And this call is probably the older generation, so I can't say the younger. Some of us are, some of us are not. I'm not. What piece of advice outside of what you've already given us would you want to bestow on them? Because you're talking about a legacy, you're talking about doing all this stuff in acts of service, and then when you get to your funeral, you want people to talk about you. What would you hope that they stay?
hope that they say about at my
Yeah,
funeral.
say. Yep.
I would hope that people would say that I was able to I tried to give everything I was possible, everything I was capable of giving, I tried to give it away. I really truly yeah. He gave everything he could.
Great.
I'm not Superman, I'm not the solution, I'm not the savior, but I'll give whatever I can. And he really cared about everybody.
That's awesome.
If you really believe that we were created in God's image, each one of us, then you realize that we all deeply matter.
That is so true. Um, I really do appreciate you jumping on. It is truly, truly, truly one of the things. I mean, I got connected. I mean, you literally connected Teresa and I. You also corrected Laura and connected Laura and Teresa. Teresa connected us with Tim. I mean, our whole group met because of TR3. So, appreciate that. Thank you very much. Appreciate you jumping on. I know you always will, always would, and thank you very much. I thank everybody else on the call for joining as well. Remember, 10 LOIs, acts of service, massive action. That's what y'all need to do starting tonight. Thank you guys for joining. We are on every Friday night. Join us again next week.
Hey, Jason, can we talk about
Yes.
upcoming features just in case? Just so everybody knows kind of some of the guests that we've already been talking to.
Oh yeah, go ahead, go. We got a couple people joining us over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, we've got a lady coming on, Teresa contact with someone. If you want to tell them about that, Teresa.
Yeah, absolutely. She is an expert with Horizons Trust, and she's the one that's going to be able to help us understand how to roll our IRA money into real estate, make it a self-directed IRA. So she's going to be here in the next few weeks. Next week, we have a gentleman named Carson Berlin, I think is his last name, Herline. And he is going to be talking about infinite banking concepts. And Laura and I were introduced to this a week or two ago, and we thought it was super interesting. And I think it's something that you all might want to consider. So those are some things we've got coming up that we're super excited about, and of course much more. But those are the kind of the next things.
Teasers. Yep.
Working on some big guests too, but we can't say who they are yet because we don't know if they're going to come or not.
Gotta come back though. Gotta show up every
Stay
Friday.
tuned. Stay tuned.
Yep.
Thank you, Matt, for joining us. Appreciate you so much.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank
Be
Safe
bold,
travels back. Thank
be
you guys.
leaders, put it to action.
Everyone have a wonderful weekend.
You were
Have a
meant for
good weekend,
greatness.
everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thanks,
Get excited
everyone.
submitting those
Good to see you,
LOIs.
Matt. Good to see you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Last one to
everyone.
leave. Last one to leave wins.
Don't tempt me.